Hey there, it's me again. It's Dr. Tam in the space, in the place, popping in here just to share a couple of things with you this morning. Excuse the look; it is all natural because I'm putting in some work today. There is work to do. I am transforming a couple of different spaces in my home, and so. Before I started today is day 2 of this new process. Before I started today, I definitely wanted to pop in here and to share a couple of things with you. I am doing a whole lot of learning right now, and learning for me means growing and challenging myself and just really trying to become a better person, really working on becoming who God has created me to be. So as I was studying, I wanted to share a couple things with you. I have mentioned the words self-worth, true identity, your value. I've mentioned those words before. And I've realized that I understand that a lot of us don't even know what that means. Like, what does it mean when you're talking about self-worth? Here it is, plain and simple. These are Dr. Tam's terms, words that she's using. But for me, it's very simple. When I talk about self-worth, I am referring to who God has created us to be and to become. It's plain and simple. Our value is already inside of us because He has already placed it there within inside of us. I want you to think about God as the great artist, because He is like the masterpiece, the master artist. You've heard of Vincent van Gogh, you've heard of Michelangelo, you've heard of Rembrandt, you've heard of all these artists like through the years, but God is the greatest artist. Okay, look at Ephesians 2:10. In Ephesians 2:10, we are described as His workmanship. It says, "For we are His workmanship, His own master work," a work of art. That's referring to us. And then it goes on to say that we're spiritually transformed and renewed, and we are ready to be used. As His masterpiece, as His work, there is a particular purpose for our lives, right? He's created us, He has designed us, and the value is already within inside of us. So I wanted to help my sisters to better understand their self-worth and self-value. If you are struggling to really understand, here's 5 very simple steps that you can do to help you to become more familiar with your self-worth and your value. Number 1, I want you to set aside some alone time for yourself. Just you. No husband, no boyfriend, no kids, mama, nobody. It's just time alone with yourself. So that's the first thing, right? It's simple, all right? Go in the room, shut the door. It's just you, okay? The second thing I want you to do is to eliminate distractions. If you need to tell them, hey, give me 10, don't bother me for the next 10 minutes, then do that. You want to eliminate distractions. That may also include putting the phone down, put the laptop down, no television, no tech devices, period. It's just you. So you're in the room, you've eliminated your distractions, and then step number 3, I want you to ask yourself this question. What am I good at? Like, what am I really good at? Really good at? Something that it is so simple and easy for me to do. See, this is why you need this alone time and the no distractions, because you really want to lean into this question and think about, what is it that I'm good at? He has already placed great gifts and talents inside of you. What is something that you are really good at? For me, for example, I like coordinating things, like designing spaces, putting together different colors, creating certain moods and atmospheres. I love that. I have the aha. But I love doing that. And so that's something that I'm good at. So then that's something that I would identify with a person who coordinates spaces, who create spaces, tranquil spaces. And so I would write that down. Step 4, after you've thought about that question, then I want you to start writing about it. Journaling. Y'all, journaling has been one of the most cathartic activities that I have ever adopted into my life. I journal just about every single day because journaling for me is a way to get everything out. It's like a purification process, like you're purging, you're getting everything out. So you're just writing. You're writing down your thoughts, you're writing down your feelings. No one else is going to read this. This is just for you, okay? It's just for you to do. So write these things down, get everything out. And while you're writing, the last thing I want you to do, step number 5, I want you to make a list. Really think about those things that are distracting you. Now, right now in this space, you've eliminated distractions. But in your day-to-day normal life, what are some things that are distracting you, that's kind of holding you back? You know that there are things that you want to do. You know that there are things that you should do. But for whatever reason, something is holding you back, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. For me, one of my culprits is imposter syndrome. Held me back for years. So that's something that I would write down. And this is what it looks like for me. I always felt like I need more, whether that was take another class, whether that was try to get another certification. I didn't feel that I was good enough just the way that I was. And that's not true. You see, I was already valuable because my value was already inside of me. But I kept chasing and doing this and doing that, thinking that this is what I really needed to become. Now, yes, there is a measure of learning and growing and things that we do for that nature. But if you're using that as an excuse to not just to go and be, to go and do, that's imposter syndrome. Because we don't need that to define us. We don't need that to determine our value, because our value has already been given to us. So I want you to think about those things, okay? All of that pertains to our self-worth. So on the journey of just starting thinking more about who am I, what's my value, what am I worth, I want you to do those 5 things. Number 1, set time aside for yourself. Okay. Number 2, eliminate distractions. Number 3, ask yourself, what am I good at? What are my skills? What are my talents? What are my gifts? What am I good at? Okay. Number 4, I want you to journal. Start writing down your true, honest feelings, your true, honest thoughts. If you say that, oh, I'm good at drawing, but I don't draw anymore, write that down. You're getting through journaling, it's a purging. You're getting everything out. Just put it on paper. And then the 5th and final thing I want us to do, I really want you to think about what's holding you back and write those things down. What's holding you back? Because you have the value is already inside of you. But what are some things that you have allowed to hold you back? When you are able to identify those things, you see it on paper, when you're able to identify those things, then you're like, okay, that's what it is. And then we're going to look for ways to stop that. we're going to look for ways to overcome that. And I'm going to help you do it. You know why? Because I love you. You know why? Because I am Dr. Tam. I am your empowerment coach. I am your sister, and I am on this journey along with you to help you to discover your true self-worth. So do those 5 things. I know that they will bless you. I know that they will bless you. We're going to talk a little bit more about how to determine our self-worth. But in the meantime, start there. All right? Take care, and I'll check in with you soon. Toodles.